Alright guys, today we're looking at how to graph linear equations, and it is incredibly simple. To graph a linear equation, we have to first make sure that our equations are in the form of y equals mx plus b. And as long as they're in this form, all you need to do is match up m with the number that's in front of x, and b with the number that's on the outside. The sign is very important, so include that as well. M is the slope. It tells us how we get from point to point. Slope is always rise over run. And in our case, for this example, y equals 3x plus 2, our slope is 3 over 1. Because we don't have a fraction, but I can always put 3 over 1 and make it a fraction. 2 is my y-intercept. It's the b value, right? And y-intercepts are always written as 0, b. And I just said b was positive 2, so my y-intercept is 0, positive 2. So this is where you start the graph. This is how you move to the next point. So I'm going to start at 0, 2. So 0 on the x value, positive 2 on the y value. This is my y-intercept. To get to my next point, I'm going to need to move up 3 spaces and to the right 1 space. Up is positive, right is positive. That's why I moved in those directions. So up 3 to the right 3, or to the right 1. Then all you need to do is use a ruler, a straight edge, or your best effort to connect those 2 points with a straight line. Make sure that you have arrows at both ends. And it always helps to label your graph. Here you can see we have another example. It lines up perfectly with slope-intercept form. M is -4. This means my slope is -4 over 1. My y-intercept b is positive 1. This means my y-intercept is at the point 0, positive 1. So again, I always start with this point, which would be right up here, 0, positive 1. Then I move using my slope. In this case, I'm going down 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the positive 1 direction, which means to the right 1. That's where my second point lies. Connect the dots as best you can. Draw a line. Make sure you put arrows at both ends because the graph goes on forever. And label your graph. The only thing you have to worry about is if you have an equation that does not look like y equals mx plus b. I'm going to show you an example of that. Here I have something that does not line up. What I need to do is make it line up, which means I need to solve for y or get y by itself. To do that, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I'm moving it away from y. Negative y equals negative 2x plus 5. Then get rid of negative 1 in front of the y by dividing both sides by negative 1. This will cancel, these negatives will cancel, and I'll be left with y equals 2 over 5 x minus 5. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. I'm going to place my graph. Label my x and y axes. My slope is 2 over 5. My y-intercept is at 0, -5. So that's where I'm going to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, y-intercept. To get to the next point, I'm going to move up 2 and to the right 5 because both of those numbers are positive. So I need to move in a positive direction. So up 2 over 5. Get out your handy dandy ruler, straight edge, or your best effort. Connect the dots. Make sure you have arrows at both ends. All right, that was a review of graphing linear equations. Have a great day.